It's the Thursday evening edition of Weather for Weather Geeks. Thanks for watching, everyone. Quite a remarkable day today. One for the history books, if you will, here in Youngstown. Our high of 35 today, the coldest high temperature on record for this date. And I could only find one other day in which it has been this cold or even colder from this date through the end of the spring in recorded history here in Youngstown. In other words, only one other day from April 23rd through May that was comparable to this, and it was during the snowstorm 10 years ago that some of you may remember on the 24th of April. This actually began late in the day on the 23rd, and then on the 24th of April in 2005, 5 inches of snow. We picked up another inch, a little over an inch in the wee hours of the following morning. And then look, everything melted because it got to 55 on the 25th and 65 on the 26th. So a wild week 10 years ago. That's the last time we had temperatures this cold this late in the season. It's also the last time that we had measurable snow this late in the season. It's been 10 years since we've officially had more than a trace of snow in any one day here in Youngstown. So one day, that's all I could find with a max temperature equal to or lesser than 35, which was our high today. So pretty remarkable day today, and not in a good way, I don't think. So far this month, of course, has been above average. You wouldn't know it by the last couple of days, but April as a whole has been above average in much of the U.S. A lot of orange colors here, with the cold bottled up in eastern parts of Canada. Now, of course, the pattern has changed, and a lot of this positive anomaly is going to get wiped away over the next 5 or 6 days with a lot of below average temperatures. Now, we have some good news in the forecast, but overall through the end of April, not a very warm pattern coming up for us. All right, we've of course had clouds all day today, and with the sun setting here a little before 8 o'clock, we're losing the visible satellite, but this thick deck of stratocumulus clouds is starting to thin off to our west, and I do think that process will continue overnight with gradual, and I do mean gradual, clearing. I think by daybreak tomorrow, we should be in better shape in terms of cloud cover. The snow shower and flurry activity, you might see one or two stray snowflakes out there this evening. That should about do it. Most of this activity is now out to our east. Taking a look at the rest of the country, severe thunderstorm watch down in Texas. One cell here producing a tornado warning as I record this in far northeastern parts of Colorado. Our weather, of course, has been dominated and will continue to be dominated by the presence of an upper-level low-pressure system up here over the northeastern U.S. and eastern Canada. As long as this thing is just sort of meandering around, the warmth is going to stay pretty much bottled up out across the middle of the country. So, again, some good news in the forecast, but we're not going to see 70s again. It looks like anytime real soon. So tomorrow's going to be a nice day. We do expect sunshine for tomorrow. Won't that be nice? Sarcastically, he says. After a really slate gray overcast ugly day today, here's tomorrow morning's weather map as you get up on a Friday morning. High pressure centered just off to our south and west. Now, despite this high near us, I do think there'll be a breeze tomorrow as some of the winds up a few thousand feet get mixed down a little bit. So there will be a noticeable breeze for our Friday, but at least the sun will be shining. I'm sure I'll post about this tomorrow evening. A decent pass of the International Space Station tomorrow evening in the 8 o'clock hour. And that'll be the last time we can see the space station for a while. So if you're an astronomy buff, enjoy getting out and seeing the space station zipping overhead tomorrow evening, your last chance for a while. As we get into the weekend, as I've been talking about, if you've been watching this video all week, Saturday's forecast has been kind of tough, but we're honing in on things now, and Saturday, as has been the case, it's going to start dry. The question is, does it rain, and when does it rain? This is a Saturday late in the afternoon. Notice precipitation approaching, but there's going to be a lot of dry air overhead at first, so some of this is going to fall apart or not reach the ground for a while. So I'll tell you, you can probably get in a lot of activities outdoors during the afternoon on Saturday. Rain's going to become more and more likely as we head towards evening, say 5:30, 6, 7 o'clock, something like that. This is 8 o'clock in the evening. The NAM would suggest it's not doing much still. The GFS looks a little beefier. Here's a look at the GFS. And some of the other models are leaning a little more towards that wetter GFS idea. So I think it starts raining in most spots late in the afternoon, early in the evening Saturday. We get the rain for a few hours or a handful of hours, and by Sunday it's gone. Here's Sunday afternoon. The low-pressure system responsible for the rain pushing off the coast of Virginia and North Carolina, drier air coming in from the north and west. Sunday should turn out to be a pretty decent day. We'll probably get into the 50s, mid-50s, upper 50s even. I wouldn't be surprised. Before the afternoon is through on Sunday. Overall, early next week, things are looking tranquil. Here's Monday. Nothing going on there. It'll be a cloudier day, I think. Tuesday, probably a sunnier and warmer day as, boy, look at that monster off the East Coast. As that continues churning away over the ocean, our weather pretty tranquil as we're kind of in between systems for Monday, for Tuesday, and probably Wednesday as well. Wednesday afternoon right here. Wednesday. This will be interesting to see what happens with the system down in the deep south. Does this make the turn and come north or not? Those are questions we don't know the answer to just yet. But you look at the upper level pattern next week, and even though it's going to be a warmer week overall, you're still seeing this, kind of, there's no ridge in the east. There's a trough. Maybe it's not centered up here anymore, but it's still over the eastern U.S., and as long as we've got troughiness, the warmth is going to stay bottled up out here. So that's going to prevent any sort of bona fide warmth through the end of the month. And, of course, the end of the month is late next week. So we get into May. Let's skip all the way just for entertainment purposes here. Here's May 3rd, a couple weeks from now, or a week and a half from now, I should say, 10 days. Here's the 10-day outlook. And the models are singing kind of a similar song here, that the pattern's going to change. And notice we got a bulge in the upper levels here. That's a ridge, and that would allow for some warmer temperatures to push in during the first week of May. How warm? Well, we don't know that yet, but a pattern change should get underway early in May that will get us back to where we'd like to be in early May. Here's the 16-day temperature outlook on the GFS ensemble. Here's we're in the bottom of things right now. We get into the 50s this weekend, maybe even upper 50s on Sunday. Monday's a little cooler, but then notice the trend next week. It's a gradual step upwards, so that by next weekend, so we get into May. Here's the 2nd, 3rd, 4th, maybe 70 or so. A handful of degrees above average. So hang in there. We've got another week or so of consistently near or below average temperatures before our next pattern change. All right, thank you for watching the Thursday night weather for Weather Geeks. Another edition Friday, probably in the afternoon. And I will see you tonight on 21 News at 11 o'clock.